I wanted to make this story the first story that I covered on this channel because the young lady involved was a very good friend of mine. We worked together for 5 years. I ended up going to a different company, but we stayed connected. We had mutual friends, that we worked with, and we would always go out on a Thursday or a Friday because Thursdays were our payday. So we would go out as a group to like Dave and Buster's, the bowling alley, or somewhere like that, just to have fun, kick it, to get work off our mind. And just 2 days before her death, she actually was texting me asking if I wanted to go to a Future concert. So we were arranging that, and I told her that I would call her Thursday and let her know if I'll be available because I had just had a son not too long ago. Told her I'll call her back with more information, but sadly I never got a chance to talk to her again.
New at noon, a car crash in North Columbus is now a homicide investigation. That's because medics realized the 2 people inside that car had been shot before the crash. Columbus police just released the name of the driver. They say 24-year-old Dorcas is in life-threatening condition. The passenger died, but his name is not being released yet.
In the early morning hours of June 20th, 2014, what appeared to be a routine car crash in North Columbus quickly unraveled into something more sinister. At approximately 12:54 a.m., police and medics were dispatched to the area of 5730 Roche Drive, a quiet stretch of road tucked within a residential neighborhood. A vehicle had crashed into parked cars and struck a fire hydrant, but as officers approached the scene, it became clear that this was no ordinary accident.
2 people that was very, very hurt, and their car is very damaged. The airbags came out, and the fire hydrant is linked over, cars was hit. It was terrible.
Inside the vehicle, officers found 24-year-old Dorcas Law, who had been driving, and her passenger, 22-year-old Delrec Avant. Both were gravely injured, suffering from gunshot wounds to their upper bodies. Investigators determined that the shooting had occurred prior to the crash, suggesting that either the victims were targeted while driving or had been ambushed moments earlier.
Here on the scene, you can see just where the car struck an SUV right here. It left skid marks in the roadway, bringing you all the way to the driveway here where that car finally stopped. Inside, medics found a woman in the driver's seat and her male passenger. Both were unconscious. Detectives meticulously looked over the contents outside of the car and inside, marking pieces of evidence with orange cones. They tell us the man and the woman were shot in the head. Officers believe the gunman pulled the trigger as the car sat in an apartment parking lot just yards away. But after the bullets were fired, the car took off, striking a parked vehicle on Roche Drive, then crashing into the curb where it stopped. Witnesses tell us they had no idea there was violence before the collision around 1 this morning.
Delrec Avant was transported to The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, where doctors pronounced him dead later that morning at 7:45 a.m. Dorcas Law was taken to Riverside Methodist Hospital. Despite the efforts of medical staff, she was pronounced dead later that evening at 6:27 p.m. The scene on Roche Drive quickly became a murder investigation, but despite the gravity of the crime, no suspects were ever identified. Police did not release any potential motives, and the case generated few public leads. The killings were eventually classified as unsolved and added to the Columbus Division of Police Cold Case Archive. The deaths of Dorcas Law and Delrec Avant left behind devastated families and a community full of unanswered questions. 2 young lives were stolen on a quiet Columbus street in the middle of the night, and over a decade later, no one has been held accountable. Someone knows what happened on Roche Drive that night, and if you have any information, no matter how small, you're urged to contact the Columbus Police Cold Case Unit. It may be the one piece of the puzzle that finally brings justice to Dorcas and Delrec. Thank you.